I guess I should probably issue a trigger warning before we watch this all-time classic investment advice from Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. So, trigger alert.
Students of America go to these elite business schools and law schools, and they learn corporate finance the way it's now taught, and investment management is the way it's now taught. And some of these people write articles in the newspaper and other places, and they say, well, the whole secret of investment is diversification. That's the mantra. They've got it exactly back-assward. The whole secret of investment is to find places where it's safe and wise to non-diversify. It's just that simple. Diversification is for the know-nothing investor. It's not for the professional.
And there's nothing wrong with the know-nothing investor practicing it. It's exactly what they should practice. It's exactly what a good professional investor should not practice. But that's, there's no contradiction in that. A know-nothing investor will get decent results as long as they know they're a know-nothing investor, diversify as to time they purchase their equities and as to the equities they purchase. That's crazy for somebody that really knows what they're doing.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Definitely couldn't have said it any more politely, nor would I attempt to. But they've absolutely nailed it here. Now, the way that I would phrase this is diversification is for idiots. And a lot of quote-unquote investors are idiots. Therefore, it actually makes sense. That's generally the point they were getting at there as well. The know-nothing investor. But for somebody who's made this a major focus, the kind of person who, for example, might spend a reasonable amount of their time every single week learning about, researching, analyzing, going super deep, this will usually result in a know-something investor, not a know-nothing investor. This level of focus, attention, research, and analysis also insulates one from the opinions of others, especially the opinions of know-nothings. Don't do this, don't do that, that's too risky, you should buy this instead, you should diversify, blah, blah, blah. Anyone who's ever found themselves susceptible to the opinions of others, whether it's a financial advisor, a friend, a family member, a colleague, swaying their opinions about an investment decision they've made, is a walking red flag. If you've done your homework and dug deep, you're going to sit on the sidelines most of the time, but when you do see an opportunity to invest aggressively, you are likely to do exactly that. Now, we've got a lot of Tesla news to cover today, and while we're on the subject of know-nothings, recall recently Tesla debuted their dual-motor all-wheel drive Cybertruck, a $59,990 starting price. Elon Musk posting on X, depending on how many orders were flowing through, how much demand there was. 10 days from now, as in 10 days from the launch, the price would probably change, at which point many know-nothings, and look, I'm not being a hater here, they just didn't actually think before they posted, were sharing their theories that the price might go down if there was insufficient demand, at which point I said these people should probably have done more thinking and less posting. I estimated that maybe, if you're lucky, Tesla saved $5, $6, at most, maybe $7,000 between this at $59,990 and the premium all-wheel drive. Therefore, there's no fucking way, bro, that the price is going to go down. You morons. There's no margin there. You morons. And here we have confirmation. Price increases after February 28th. And I continue to believe that the actual reason this product has appeared on the Tesla website was not so much to sell these to consumers with approximately a 0% margin, but instead because these are the refinements required to begin scaling up production of a dedicated Cybertruck Robotaxi. What features could you remove if this is primarily going to be used to deliver items, furniture, tools, machinery to work sites, homes, offices? Well, you could delete the rear screen, delete some of the higher end premium features, and that appears to be exactly what they've done. There will be a small but meaningful niche out here for fully autonomous Cybertrucks with their gigantic bed. And while we're on the subject of autonomy, we're over on the NHTSA website. Here's an update under events. Automated vehicle safety public meeting. NHTSA will hold a public meeting on March 10th to provide updates and insights into ongoing and upcoming vehicle automation activities. The first portion of the meeting will feature keynote addresses from the Department of Transportation leadership and industry executive panel discussions on key automated driving systems topics. Now, I'm not sure who will be attending this. If this were the Biden administration, I'd be absolutely certain no one from Tesla would be invited. But I would expect you'd hear people there from a range of companies if they've got the time to appear. If not in person, then digitally. This is a very promising development. Remember, first Tesla Cybercab has already rolled off production lines, volume production commencing in April, just 2 months from now. And again, it appears that Tesla's paved the way for Cybertruck to also be operating autonomously. And importantly, this administration appears to be, generally speaking, competent capable, reasonable, and willing to engage, discuss, and listen. The second portion of the meeting will build upon the ADS workshop held November 2025. NHTSA gleaned valuable information from stakeholders on various topics. In this subsequent meeting, NHTSA intends to gather specific input on potential actions, including potential future guidance to the safe domestic development, testing, and deployment of ADS, Advanced Driver System Equipped vehicles. NHTSA intends to utilize stakeholder input to better inform the agency's upcoming activities. Now, this is, again, really positive. NHTSA soliciting feedback, ideas, asking for specific input on potential actions, guidance. They are listening. 2026 is the year of the Robotaxi. More accurately, 2026 is the year of autonomy, not just Robotaxis, but potentially allowing consumers to operate vehicles, not commercial Robotaxis, but personally owned vehicles, completely hands-free, completely autonomously, at least in certain regions. Unfortunately, from an investment point of view, per the earlier comments from Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger about people actually know what the fuck they're doing, seeing an opportunity and going really heavy, it's not yet clear which companies might be successful with autonomy, nor commercial robotaxis. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see, right? What's this on screen now? BMW will remove the Level 3 driver assistant from the refreshed 7 Series, February 23rd, 2026. Huh? The 7 Series is due for a mid-cycle refresh that could come at the end of April. As part of this, the Level 3 eyes-off semi-autonomous driving system will be replaced by a new Level 2 technology. BMW has now joined Stellantis and Mercedes-Benz in shifting its focus from Level 3 systems back down to Level 2. As a reminder, Level 3 systems are considered eyes-off, meaning that under specific circumstances, drivers can take their eyes off the road and do things that aren't related to driving. Level 2 is wider, encompassing both hands-off and hands-free systems, but in all cases, the driver is required to pay attention to the road at all times. Curious? I wonder why this decision. Actually, I know the answer. These companies have realised that it's not worth taking the risk when they're not confident enough in their software to literally allow their customers to take their eyes off the road. They'd rather force them to supervise. Less risk, probably a good call. I'm not sure how everyone's going to magically catch up to Tesla autonomy crowd are going to handle this news though. While we're talking about the dinosaurs, aka Legacy Auto, I saw this on X, Volkswagen Group USA, 4th quarter 2025 electric vehicle sales. Just to be clear, these aren't tens of thousands. This is Audi Q4 sold 71 units in the entire United States in the 4th quarter of 2025. The Q6 a whopping 220. Q8, 3. And you guys can see for yourselves. At this point, you've got to ask yourself the question, why are they even bothering to sell vehicles in the United States? This is what happens when the competition tries to compete with Tesla. Of course, much like it's totally unclear who's going to win autonomy, it's also completely unclear who's going to win electric vehicles. So once again, I just continue to sit on the sidelines and wait, as opposed to have invested aggressively and heavily in Tesla over the last decade with every spare cent. P.S. I would never be sarcastic. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.